So, what if your data warehouse knew about every database change the instant it happened? Not in an hour, not in 5 minutes, right now. Hey everyone, I'm Cole, a developer advocate at Mage, and today we're going to fix this problem with our new PostgreSQL CDC Streaming data source. PostgreSQL already logs every insert, update, and delete statement for its own purposes. CDC just taps into that stream. That's it. No complex queries, no performance hit, just reading what's already being written. Today I'm going to show you how to capture every order insertion, status update, and cancellation from Postgres and stream it directly to BigQuery in real time. This means you can catch fraud in milliseconds, not hours later. Your order statuses are actually accurate, and customer alerts can go out when they should. So let's go ahead and get started. So for this demo, I created a simple e-commerce orders table that tracks customer orders with products, quantities, prices, and order status. The table's got customer name, email, product details, and most importantly, a status field that tracks the order lifecycle from pending to processing to shipped to delivered. I enabled logical replication in the database, which is what makes CDC possible in Postgres. So you can see that my table is currently truncated, but I also have a Python script that's going to go ahead and start inserting some data into that specific table. So if we see here, we have a Python file. We're going to go ahead and just click enter here and run this. We're going to run it for like maybe 5 minutes or so. Let's see here. We'll run it for 5 minutes, and that will give us some time to complete the rest of the demo. It's going to start streaming here in a second, and you can see that we are inserting our first order here. So let's go ahead and run our select statement, and you can see that we've now got data here in our table. Let's go ahead and minimize the terminal here, and we can go ahead and look at how to set up a pipeline. So if we wanted to create a new pipeline, I already have a pipeline created for this, but if we wanted to create a new one, we could just hover over this left-hand navigation menu, click the pipelines button, click this new pipeline button here. We would start from scratch, and then you can see that we would select our streaming pipeline here, give it a name, and create that new pipeline. Since I already have a pipeline created, let's head back to the pipelines page, and it is called new PostgreSQL CDC. So let's select that, and we are going to pop out our sidekicks here. You can see that one is a list of all your files, which are basically just your blocks here, and another is going to be your pipeline dependency tree. So what we have here is a YAML connection to our Postgres SQL table. You can see that it's just configurations here for your host, port, database username, and password. You can provide it your schema and table that you want it to connect to, your replication methods, and also your match back size and other performance-related configurations for Postgres. The second block I have here is just going ahead and inferring schema for our downstream writes to BigQuery. This is just to make sure that if for some reason any schema changes happen, that we can still write data to our BigQuery table. And then finally, we're going to have a block that writes data to BigQuery. So we're just using our default configurations for BigQuery from our ioconfig.yaml file, giving it our table ID, which is just our project, our schema, and then the table we want to write to. Our unique conflict method is update, so we're just updating the row whenever a change is made. And then we're updating that row on order ID and customer name just to give it some unique characteristics. So now let's go ahead and execute this pipeline. We'll hit the execute button, and we should start to see events stream into our terminal here, and we're streaming successfully. Now let's go ahead and refresh the contents here, and we have a Postgres CDC table here. Let's go ahead and query it. and get rid of this. We'll just do a select star, hit the run button, and you can see that we have new events streaming into our pipeline here. This table was actually built from writing data from Mage. So let's go ahead and run this again, see if we have any updates. And you can see that we did stream a new row here. Let's see, all of our statuses are pending, but let's go ahead and run it again just so we can see that potentially these updated. And you can see that two of our rows here did update from pending to processing. But that's pretty much it. We'll run it one more time just so you can see some more data stream in. We do have a new row that was written and also additional update as well. But that's really it from me. You can really do a lot in Mage, and now you can have your Postgres tables write with change data capture to your data warehouses. I hope you learned a lot and have a great day.